I was just sitting here talking with Tom about where I live. I've got a small ranch house, and we have old growth. I mean, we have large trees. A lot of subdivisions, a lot of building going on along Ohio.
Yeah.
And pretty neat, beautiful homes, but they basically tear everything down. And it's kind of, frankly, it's boring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you do anything for somebody who's moving into a brand new house and the landscaping is like, there's no, what can you do? Let me ask you that.
I mean, there's so many different varieties of trees. There's, different heights. I had a customer wanted a 20-foot tree.
You can do that, a 20-foot tree, like plant a 20-foot tree? And
yeah, I believe that was like a maple, but he wanted a big tree for his new subdivision house, and he wanted some height. And I said, well, I got you. I know a guy in Valley City, and we can, get this tree and get it, put in the ground and make it look like it's been there for 20 years.
That's really wonderful. I mean, because honestly, there's a lot of having the old growth there and just the sense that, as you said, it seems like it's been there for a while. And they're beautiful, and it gives some height.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, let's just say you're putting that patio and you want a little bit of shade.
Yeah, well, right. There's functionality to it, too.
Absolutely. Huh? The number one thing is just trying to figure out what you want, especially the trees. Different trees give you different character.
So the thing is, though, somebody is watching, you could give them a 20-year-old lawn. Could we just say that?
Not lawn, but
well, no, I'm sorry. I mean outside yes, yard.
Yes.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, absolutely. There's, once again, I can get you a Norway spruce that's 15 feet tall, 20 foot tall. Obviously, it'll cost you a little bit money.
No, sure, and that's understood. That's got to be understood. I hope you understand, because that's not digging with a little shovel and putting little seed in there. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and our most common trees are 6 to 8 footers. Between Norway spruces to arborvitaes. There's been times that we did 14-foot arborvitaes, which gave a huge privacy instantly. Yeah. Boom, done.
Yeah. That's pretty neat.
Number one thing is just trying to figure out what you want and what kind of direction you want to, obviously this is your long-term future home.
Yeah, sure.
Our goal is to give you your long-term backyard, what you wanting to use it for.
Oh boy, and probably the kind of backyard the other neighbors are going, that is really nice. Really nice.
How many times, a customer leaves for the day and comes back and has a brand new sod lawn. In a day. Boom,
that's pretty
done.
Crazy.
That's the cool thing about that. Especially, we just did a job and the lady left for 8 hours, came home to a nice lush lawn.
How nice. That could happen to you too. First of all, if you've just moved into a nice subdivision, congratulations. Great, you got yourself a new place. If you really want to personalize that backyard into something your neighbors will envy.
Yep, I'm the guy.
Give Tom a call.